This way. Hey, okay, what the fudge was that? Oh. So, this is going to be something I'm going to do every rising now. Because I can't be one of these guys to always drop just 1 minute content and take time out of that to do that when I have so many things within that I could speak on off rip. So the title of this video, this live, is Who Are Your Ancestors? Now I am currently on the way to work, so this is only going to be like 30 minutes or less, so just whenever I get there. But before I really tap into it, every time I make some tea, I make 3 cups of tea. This is one of the cups, the other 2 is in my book bag. I always take one of the little notes that they have and I read it to myself, and it honestly adds on to the downloads of the day. So this one says, personal growth lies within the unknown. Courage permits you to explore this space. Now, that is very important to me in seeing that right now, because when I rose up today, I went straight into meditation to feel the energy from my feet all the way to my skull. And before I even really woke up to start the day, I woke up like 3 times. And like, I'm on the toilet after like doing all of my little routines. And I'm like, I know when I wake up middle of the night, that's my ancestors talking to me and wanting me to do something. And as soon as I say, is it just to meditate or is it to do something specifically? My whole body shook. You know how like, you get the shivers sometimes? My whole body did that. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do that more often now. And then when I went downstairs to get all of my stuff prepared for work, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna need more time, because I know for sure me just waking up at 7:30 is not enough. It is not enough. It is not enough. So let's get into it. So your ancestors, man, we have to understand this one main thing. Every thought is not ours. Then who's thinking it? If every thought isn't ours, then who's the person that is bringing us these ideas, bringing us these thoughts? These are your ancestors. Now your ancestors are also the angels, the demons, the gods and goddesses inside of you. And to even get deeper, we have over 75 trillion cells in our body. Now, I'm not going to be here to say each cell is conscious and aware of itself, but each cell is part of the subconscious of our body, which is the chaos, the darkness of our body, and even the all-knowing of our body, and even our soul to an extent as well. So, let me take a bite of this, because I haven't eaten nothing yet. All I do is drink tea. This is a banana walnut sandwich. Shit, busting. So, our ancestors speak through us through many things, and our ancestors date back to the beginning of time, because these bodies evolve through time. We're in the year 2023, about to tap into 2024. The calendar stopped and went from 0 to now. Before the calendars hit 0, it was a BC. The BC was all the things that we hear in the stories of the Bible, the Quran, the Sumerian tablets, all of these things. These happened before we even got to the 2000s or the thousands or even the 500s. And we have energy within us that connects to those timelines. And these timelines are memory. These are DNA coding. Like, there are 2 different types of DNA coding, and Rashad Jamal gave us this. Much gratitude to him. You got the 2-strand DNA coding, you got the 3-strand. Caucasians, and I'm not trying to be racist, Caucasians have the 2-strand. Neuromelanated beings, meaning beings that can get, why is my mirror? That's very dangerous. My mirror is like completely frosty. Anywho, I'll figure it out. I'll be fine. So the DNA strand of the neuromelanated beings are 3-stranded. And that is because we are non-ether beings. Now, each ether has beings on it. So the universe and or galaxy. So we gotta think about this for a second. I hope the audio was good, because I'm gonna be very pissed. And even if it isn't, it's okay. I'm not even trouble. We have DNA that stretches across 9 different ethers. Now, what is an ether? An ether is a excuse me. Grand rising to the sun behind us. Look at that beautiful star shining itself. Sorry, I'll be patient. So, an ether is like a stage. Think of like if you had a huge tree, the ether is the levels of the tree. And because 9 is the highest number before the numbers repeat themselves, the 9 is like right before the tree's branches off. Right before the branches come out. 1 is the roots, 2 is the stub, 3 is the growing of the body, 4 is the extension of the body, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You feel me? These are what ethers are. In the simplest way I can say it, to be honest. And our ancestors speak to us and give us the information we need, even when we don't consciously know it in this timeline. So for instance, we have a lot of subconscious intuition within ourselves that our ancestors give us due to them living the life that they have, or living the life that they had, and they pass it down through generations. So for instance, the one thing I always like admire is when I see so many different Hispanic groups or construction workers. And I'll always be like, damn, they're always the ones that's constructing or building something. And I know for sure that if they're the ones who's building things now, their ancestors was the ones building things back then. Then that makes me think something. Who was their first ancestor to do this, to start off the generational understanding of building, constructing, putting things together? I don't think a lot of people really respect the fact that our ancestors really started it off for us so that we can take it and build on it, like, and build upon it. You know what I'm saying? It's very, very cool as fuck, in my opinion, when... Okay, let me ask y'all a question. Let me take my questions. So what? I'm gonna be real with y'all. Side note. Every time when I get ready to go to work and I make me a sandwich, right? I'm eating that shit the first 5 minutes of my ride. That should be gone in the first 5 minutes. So my ancestors, like, it wasn't like, should I go live today? It was like, hey, you should go live. You should go live. Like, just go live. And let me get some tissue. And it's honestly allowing me to be more grateful of the food I have, because I'm not trying to down it as soon as I get it. And that's one of the things I've learned from my ancestors and my family. Hold on one sec. Damn! That was a lot. I'm glad I got you out of there. See you in another timeline, bro. Even the stuff we release out of our body was a part of our reality, our universe. But that's a whole nother conversation. I'm not gonna go into the snot I just blew out of my nose. I'm not gonna do that. The point of the matter is this. Even the things that you don't want to do and you getting told to do it, especially if you know it needs to be done or it's something that you've been wanting to do for a minute, that is your ancestors telling you or giving you like the push, like, hey, you should do that. Like, go ahead. Like, you ever had a moment when you was a kid and you out somewhere and your mama's like, hey, do the thing you know how to do. Do that dance you like doing. In front of other people, like, yeah, you may feel embarrassed, you may feel scared, but once you do it, that fear leaves. Once you do it, you're not thinking about what other people are thinking or how people are looking at you. You just do it because it just feels right at the moment. And I feel like we should do that a lot in our life, because our ancestors is gonna always give us the key to the door, but we gotta open the door. Like, our bodies, like as a masculine being, I'm in a masculine body. We are the key. The feminine body is the gatekeepers. Like, they open the doors up for us, and we're the key. And trust me, I've met a lot of gatekeepers, a lot. And one thing I've learned within myself is that your key is gonna high key evolve as you continue to grow. You ain't gonna have the same key that you had 5-10 years ago, because you let that key go and now you got a newer one. And the more keys you start to obtain, 19 keys, the more keys you start to obtain, the more you are able to unlock within yourself so that you can actually do more within your life. And you know what's funny? I'm gonna tell y'all something really, really, really tough. Hey man, this shit buzzing. No exaggeration. Once again, this is a banana walnut sandwich. When I toasted it, put a little butter, chopped up the banana, squished it on the bread a little bit, walnuts, a little bit of honey, just a little bit. Something simple, also energetic, and very, very good. But to get back, what I was saying was my life path is 1. My life path number is 1. Did y'all know you have karmic life path numbers? One of my karmic, not even one of, sorry. The karmic life path number I have is 19. Right? And 19 as a karmic life path number represents using your peers, using the assistance around you to help you be a better leader. Now, I'm gonna give y'all a little insight on my own life. I've restarted a lot of things. And look, I'm seeing 1, 2, 5 sevens in front of me, bro. 5 sevens. What the fuck? That's lit. Point of the matter is, we still doing good. And I see 8788. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, ancestors, for giving me the message. And y'all probably like, those who's watching probably like, what does the 5 sevens represent? Well, 5 is the number of spiritual growth and change, and 7 is the number of of physical mastery, physical achievement, and also rest, because what did God do on the 7th day? He rested. And that's also the number of new balances, new changes, new direction, new angles, angels. So to go back to a little bit on me, just a little bit talk about self. I restarted a lot in my life. On jobs, people, a lot. And me being at the age I am now, which is 23, it don't even feel like I'm 23. It feels like I'm 19 still. And that's really a blessing, not a curse. For those who still feel like they're young and their age that they are at right now doesn't feel like the age they're in, it's because you just have more life within you. You don't feel like a 23-year-old. Well, I'm speaking like as if I'm exteriorly talking to myself. You're not speaking from a space where you're a 23-year-old and life is being an asshole to you. I'm speaking from a point of view of life is abundant, and I'm gonna keep living it as much as I can. And 19 keys, 19 karmic life number is the number that closely resembles to the state of being that I am right now. And that's just me being honest. And if y'all have, like, if y'all are like 40, but you still feel 25, you should feel good about that. That means your body has agreed to allow the old version of yourself reappear to the now, and your mind has the ability to fathom it, and now y'all work together, regardless of what age you are. That's high key why I feel like one of the reasons why those in the Bible, they live such a long age, because they probably stopped counting and just lived life to the best ability. Like, did y'all know there's a name Jared in the Bible, and he lived to 962 years old? And guess what? He's the father of Enoch. When I figured that out, I was like, okay, makes a lot of sense. A lot. So, to go back to me a little bit, I restarted a lot with jobs, dropped out of school, just to find myself. You see, I'm the type of person, I'm gonna do what I feel is best for me, even if I don't really know what's best for me. Now, back then, I truly didn't know to the T, but I trusted the steps I took, knowing it was going to teach me something greater. So, in the beginning of this year, I had moved to Florida to live with a lady at the time that I was dating. She was an amazing person, beautiful, great energy and all. But I figured out some things within myself, and even with her, that I could teach y'all today. Your ancestors is going to reveal a lot of trauma in your life through your partner if you're in a relationship. It's going to reveal a lot. And then it's up to you to have the emotional intelligence and mental intelligence, or mental stability, to stay in tune with yourself and be in the present and the now. I don't talk to my ex anymore, but I can still say I respect her and love her, because she taught me a lot about myself and helped me open up the doors. Remember, like I said earlier, gatekeeper? She opened up the gate that I needed within myself to tap into versions of me on a larger scale. Because I already could, but not the way I did with her. That was different. And I can give you how I went. So, I'm a water sign. Scorpio sun, Cancer. That's a whole lot of water, a whole lot of flow. And it's funny that I'm a life path 1, which the number 1 is the directional energy. So I help direct your energy. And water doesn't do nothing but flow. If there's an opening, the water gonna flow that way. It's probably hot, so if y'all see me do some funny shit, just laugh with me. Woo, it ain't too hot. We good. The way that experience went, I just remember she had asked me, what is something that you be holding on to? Like, what is it? And I had said, it's like a version of myself is like mad or angry at me. We sat one in like front of each other, held each other's hands, and I closed my eyes, and she like just breathed with me. Like we was breathing on the same frequency, the same tempo, the same rhythm. And I saw the 5 versions of me that led up to who I am right now. The inner child, teenager, high school, college, and then a little bit after college. See, the thing is, every 7 years, or in my opinion, every 10 years, we create a version of ourselves. We're a certain character. So, scientifically, I'm not even going to say scientifically because I don't even read science shit. I'm not even going to cap to y'all. Energetically, 7 is also the same number as the chakra systems that mainly embody our roots all the way to the crown. So that's like saying every 7 years, we tap into the certain vibrational point in our body. Well, for me, I don't know about y'all, but I remember my first like step of consciousness was when I was 4. In between 4 and 5. I was probably turning 5, but I was 4, but I felt like I was 5. I remember most of my life started when I was 5 years old. And let's just multiply together with me, right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Now I'm 23. So that 5th version that I seen was the current version of me at that time. Damn, I look good. But anywho, the current version of me at that time. And I'm not saying this to to just talk about me, this whole video. This is a moment when you can do this with yourself. If you have a partner, preferably man and woman, I'm not judging anybody who is homosexual or anything, I'm just being honest. If you have a partner, this is a good example for you to tap into the different versions of you that you can reveal to yourself that you can heal. Your child version of you, your teenage version of you, which was like middle school, high school, college, and a little bit after college. And if you're like past 25, or like you graduated college already and you went through all 4 years of college, I can guarantee you your first 2 years of college was not the same as the last 2. I can guarantee you that. Because even for me, when I left college, it felt like I was more of tapping into the school of self, my inner versity, instead of a university when I'm tapping into what's all around me. I wanted to tap in what was within me. And now I'm working on how to build outside of me more in different avenues of how to do that in the best way that I can for myself, with the assistance of not only the ancestors within me, excuse me, but also the ancestors that is around me. Because your family is also your ancestors. They're your current ancestors. Your mom was born before you. She's your ancestor, and she's an ancestor that brung you into this world. And now you're an ancestor for your future kids. It goes down the line like that. And whatever you do in this generation, in this timeline, affects the kids that comes after you. So it's important everything you do now matters. That's why it's important to have more fun in life instead of trying to get serious all the time. Now, how does that make sense with what I just said? If you're so serious, you're gonna miss the fun. You're gonna miss the opportunities that life gives you if you're serious all the time. Oranges. You gotta appreciate the fun in life. And I feel the only time you need to get serious is when it has to do with healing, a business, and I'm not gonna say money because money's the same thing as business, but literally, if it don't have to do with business or healing, you really should need to get serious all the time. Like, hold up, I'm gonna finish eating. I don't like chewing and talking at the same time. I'm gonna take one more bite and let my thoughts just organize itself. So I've been watching One Piece, right? For those who've never watched One Piece, this show explains Lemuria. Lemuria was the land before Atlantis. And it also shows angels. Like literally I'm in the show where there's angels fighting against each other. Kind of like the war in heaven. Or one of the wars in heaven, because it was more than one. This show shows magic, devil fruit, which is just powers that they named devil fruit, when really if all fruit came from either a tree or from the soil, what makes it a devil fruit? See, this is why I has been in a video in my Cinco Talks account on my TikTok that the God and devil is whatever you want it to be. Like, if you slow down the word devil, you can add it onto the word development. God, if you reverse it, is a dog. That's why there's a dog star. God is an acronym as well. Generator, operator, destroyer. We all generate something. We all operate something, and we've all destroyed something. And guess what? Your ancestor was a god and or devil. That's the funny part. And the reason why I bring up One Piece is because Luffy, he may not be the most mental, intelligent person in the show. But what I will say is he has fun and makes sure that fun is the main thing he does every single day more than anything else. And then when it's time to get serious, is when he is defending and providing protection for his friends. I stand with that. I stand by that for real. Like 1,000%. Because one thing about me, like, I understand words are power, but I also understand where the words originate from. If an energy is speaking it or an entity is speaking it from a place of lack. So if somebody is being a hater towards me, they're lacking something within them, and because I have it, they're hitting on me and giving me negative energy. I could transmute that shit. You could talk all day. I don't give a fuck. Say whatever you want. I don't care. I'm gonna transmute the energy. Excuse me. And for those who don't know what transmuting the energy is, that's like if someone says, nigga, fuck you. And I'll be like, I love you. I appreciate that. That's me transforming what he just gave me into something greater. Yin and yang. Transforming the energy. Made this last piece of orange. Y'all seen Regular Show? You know how like that show is called Regular Show? But ain't nothing regular in the show. Ain't nothing regular in that shit. I'm saying that to say that life is not regular. You think just me driving to work is regular? This is just the one time I'm recording myself communicate and express what's going on inside of my psyche. My psyche is my mind, body, and spirit, if you don't know what that means. It is a lot that goes on within a day, and it's never just as simple as it is. Now, explaining it to make it simple is the simpleness. But there's depths into everything. Depths. God damn it, like a swimming pool that has 9 feet, but then when you jump in and you can see under the water, you notice that there's a other side that gets deeper, and it's like 15 feet, and you never noticed it until you got in the water. Ew, hold up, give me a second. I don't like that I mid-sneeze and I had to turn. There we go. And I want to tell y'all something, because this is something I had to really like be honest with myself about, because my ancestors been telling me this for a while through my family. And like I said earlier, your family is your ancestors. They're just living with you. I want you to understand this. Your journey is your journey, and everything that makes you either want to change the route of your journey or change something that has to do with your journey, yes, it can be a distraction. However, if you're not able to see the blessing of what's right in front of you and what it can lead you into, excuse me, then everything else that is a distraction, rather than social media, 100% of the time, social media, then you're not gonna see the blessing in anything you do if you don't see the blessing of what's right in front of you. The reason why I still have this job when I could have left and doubled down on videos and editing and all of that is because I need to learn discipline and consistency. You know how many times I've started over and tried to just do videos and just try to stay disciplined in it? I didn't have the drive. I didn't have the will to want to keep doing it because I didn't understand what was really the reason why I wanted to do it. And now I've found it while working this job. Isn't that some shit? Working at a corporate system that I don't want to work at for the rest of my life, nor the next 6 months. I found myself through this job. And guess what? I've also found multiple different ways of I can get myself out of this job through patience, through opportunity, through execution, and through planning. So I made it to my destination, y'all. I appreciate y'all for listening. Even though there's nobody currently on this live right now, I know it's soon. I know the more I do these videos, it's going to be somebody in the life that's going to watch these back and either feel motivated, feel loved, feel educated, and feel valued. Because guess what? Your ancestors value you because you're valuable. You wouldn't be in this life and your ancestors wouldn't be connected to you if you wasn't valuable. So really understand that, because your life only gets better when you're able to understand that life can get better. You can't make things happen like this if you don't understand that you have to believe it can happen like that. And one of the best ways to believe in that is to believe in yourself and believe in those who came before you. Now, we are high-key in a time where things is finna get wicked, but that's for another life. I appreciate y'all for watching. Peace and love. Yes, sir.